The object of the game is to be the first player to either take all your prize cards, knock out all of your opponent's Pokemon, or to not run out of cards in your deck before your opponent. Each player provides their own deck. You must have at least one basic Pokemon in it. There are 3 types of cards: Pokemon, which come in Basic, Stage 1, and Stage 2, Energy, of which there is Basic and Special, and Trainer, which contain items, supporters, and stadiums. Each player shuffles their deck. No one can look at or change the order of cards in either player's deck unless a card says so. Flip a coin and the winner decides who goes first. Each player draws 7 cards from their deck to form their hand. Players may not look at their opponent's hand unless a card says so. In the center of the table is the in-play zone, which is shared by the players. On your half, you have your active spot, bench, deck, discard pile, and prize cards. Each player starts with and must always have one active Pokemon. If your active Pokemon is knocked out, move one Pokemon from your bench to your active spot. You may only have one active Pokemon at a time. If you run out of active Pokemon, then you lose the game. Each player has their own discard pile located below their deck. Cards taken out of play go to the discard pile unless a card specifically says otherwise. Typically, when a Pokemon is knocked out, that Pokemon and all cards attached to it go to their owner's discard pile. After drawing your hands, in turn order, each player places one basic Pokemon from their hand face down in their active spot. If you don't have any basic Pokemon, then return it to your deck. Shuffle, then draw 7 new cards. This is called a mulligan. Repeat this process until you have a playable Pokemon. After each player has a basic Pokemon in play, you may now, in turn order, play up to 5 additional basic Pokemon face down to your bench if you want. Each player may have up to 5 Pokemon on their bench at any one time. Pokemon in the active spot and on the bench are considered in play. Any Pokemon in play, other than the active Pokemon, must be on the bench. Both players set aside cards from their deck face down to their prize area. Both players now flip their active and benched Pokemon face up and the game begins. On your turn, you must first draw 1 card. If your deck is empty and you are unable to draw, then you lose the game. After you draw, you can perform any of the following actions any number of times. Play a Pokemon. Put a basic Pokemon from your hand face up on your bench. Evolve your Pokemon. If you have a Pokemon card in your hand that says Evolves From, then the name of a Pokemon you already had in play since the beginning of your turn, then you may play that card from your hand on top of that Pokemon. This is called evolving. You may evolve a basic Pokemon to a Stage 1 or a Stage 1 to a Stage 2. You may not evolve a Pokemon the same turn you put it into play. When a Pokemon evolves, it keeps all the cards attached to it and any damage counters on it. All effects from attacks or special conditions on it, such as asleep, confused, or poisoned, end when it evolves and are removed. A Pokemon cannot use the attacks or abilities of its previous evolution unless a card says so. The player who goes first may not evolve Pokemon on their first turn. Attach energy. Attach 1 energy card from your hand to any of your Pokemon in play. Play trainer cards. Reveal a trainer card from your hand and do what it says and obey the rule at the bottom. Once played, you discard the card, unless the card says otherwise, like for stadiums. A stadium stays in play when you play it. Only 1 stadium can be in play at a time. Discard the old one and end its effects. Pokemon tools play underneath a Pokemon in play and grant that Pokemon unique abilities. A Pokemon may only have 1 tool attached to it. You may not remove or replace a tool once it is attached to a Pokemon, unless a specific card says so. Retreat your active Pokemon. Once per turn, you can discard 1 energy from your active Pokemon for each listed in its retreat cost. If none are listed, it retreats for free. You switch that retreating Pokemon with a Pokemon from your bench. Keep all damage counters and all attached cards with each Pokemon when they switch. When your active Pokemon goes to your bench, whether it retreated or got there some other way, special conditions and all effects from attacks are removed from it. If you retreat, you can still attack that turn with your new active Pokemon. If you don't have enough energy to retreat, then you may not retreat. Use abilities. Some Pokemon have special abilities they can use. Many of the abilities can be used before you attack. Each says how they work, so be sure to follow any condition that needs to be met. Abilities aren't attacks, so you can still attack if you use an ability. You can use your abilities from both your active and benched Pokemon. After you perform actions, you attack. Then your turn ends. On each Pokemon card, attacks are listed here. Each attack's energy cost is here. A colored energy requires that specific color of energy to be attached to the Pokemon, while a white energy with a black star is colorless and can use any type of energy. The amount of damage each attack does is listed next to it. If your active Pokemon has the required energy attached to it, you may perform the attack against your opponent's active Pokemon if you want. State which attack you are using. You can only use one. Then calculate damage. Some attacks do not do damage. Each Pokemon's total hit points are located in the top right. When a Pokemon's damage is equal to or greater than its HP, then that Pokemon is knocked out and it, along with every card attached to it, is discarded. When you knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon, you take one of your prize cards at random without looking at it first and put it into your hand. If you're the first player to take their last prize card, you win. When your active Pokemon is knocked out, put one of your Pokemon on your bench in your active spot.
Number 1, don't make a trade if you're not 100% sure it is fair and equal to do the trade. If you're having trouble judging, please feel free to contact a club leader. 2, you must act school appropriate and follow the Youth Leadership Academy code. 3, no real monetary value is to be used except if you get club leader permission. 2, you must act school appropriate and follow the Youth Leadership Academy code. 4, you can't guilt trip anyone into making a trade. 5, think about what you're doing before trading. Is it worth it or not? And 6, and this is the most important, which is to have fun.